Hello and welcome back to the Midwest Mainline, where it's electrified. We've done that, and just in time we have a whole bunch of high-speed electric trains. That one you just saw going by is temporary. We're going to be changing that to the New Haven just to take a look at that as well. We'll do that at the end. What have we got to do today? We've got to reroute the grain train so that it's not crossing our high-speed corridor that we have now. The less we have to cross the main line with a long, slow freight train, the better, especially the passenger line now, as it is super speedy, or it's going to get faster. And talking of grain trains, is this the one? That's fortunate. This is the one. What do you have on you? You're a 9000, aren't you? Class 9000. Not only are we going to divert this, it will not be heading this way any longer. This is its last journey through this section of the main line in that direction. It's still going to head this way, as that doesn't interfere with our passenger services. They've got to move on, haven't they? Look at that. 90 odd miles an hour there. Almost up to 90 miles an hour. We need to modify this station, don't we? And we're going to make our farmer a little unhappy. We hope to give him something better in the end, because we're going to have to plough through his fields. This is going to have to go. That's going to have to go. It wasn't too much expense. And then we're going to need to modify this. No longer do we have the connection at the end there. It's not going to be a terminus. So we can get rid of that. And that should do us. Well, no, that's not complete, is it? Where do we want to connect to this farm now then? The farm's actually only this building. All of this is scenery, and it doesn't affect the actual throughput of the farm. So we need to get our rail in. We're going to be heading up this way. It's not going to be electrified, and I would like to have a sort of cut in. That way we could have a little bridge maybe over to the station. I sort of like that. A nice little stone arch bridge. There we go. Straight through like that. We could draw in some more fields for him. That's possible. In the base game. So we can use the painting tool to paint in some fields. We need to give him a building, don't we, on here. So we can draw road access. Cargo buildings. We can just have a medium one. And then we can draw the road in, the access road to the farm, which is going to be that one. About there. Close enough. Now, can we go up and over the top? I mean, it doesn't really matter. We don't want it ridiculously steep, do we? But we do want it. There we go. If we get that, we might be able to get a little bit of a... Yeah. It's a bit rough. Could we have some... That's a bit excessive. That just looks out of place. Oh, no. Actually, that doesn't. I sort of like that. I'm not sure what's going on here. It's the new hover bridge. Right, yeah. Hover bridge it is. Bit of a texture issue there. Not a texture, model issue. We'll take it. Maybe we can hide it somehow. It's a bit close as well, isn't it? To the old track there. But it is off the ballast. Right. Soon our grain train will have an acceptable route. We're going to keep it up on the side here, because we've got to get over to there. It's getting a bit high, isn't it? Ooh, a big viaduct. It's a bit excessive for just one train. Maybe we've gone too high. Let's undo it. We don't have to... Well, it's only running downhill this way, isn't it? Should we bring up the contour lines? Let's, instead of guesswork... Okay, so we've got 17 meters there. And we've got 15 meters there. We've only got to lose a couple of meters. So technically, we can drop down a little bit. We want to watch our span here. I mean, we could go diagonal. Depends how pretty it looks, doesn't it? So yeah, let's head down a little bit. Because we're only heading one direction. And it's going to be downhill all the way, so we don't mind that. What sort of height we got there? 12. We want We want to be at about 15, don't we? So we just want to hold shift, hit that up a couple. What does that give us? 13? Yes, we can do 13, then we can go straight. Cut the span down a little bit by bringing it straight, and then we'll go across like that. The only thing we don't have is clearance, but we're not using boats. We could hold shift and use M, and just give it a little bit of a hump. You get your clearance. Should we leave it in just in case? Just in case we decide to go through there. There we go, like that. And yeah, it looks all right. In fact, if you cut the bridge down to there where we know the clearance is, we can pretty much head straight from here, can't we? And like that. In fact, we only want to be there. We might as well take advantage of the slower bridge just here and put in a corner so that we're sort of aiming at our junction over there, and then we can just head up there, you see, at full speed. I don't know whether we'd get up to 56 there. Let's get rid of the contours. Now we should be able to just slide into here. Perfect. Lovely. That's how it's going to be. This is probably never going to be used going this way, but I like to put it in anyway. About a train length here. It's going to be a long train, and then we can come in just there if it doesn't look too terrible. 56 is fine because that's the speed of the bridge. It doesn't look too bad, does it? There we go. And then we've got a runoff of sorts just here. Yes, that wants to be one way. We're kind of forcing the game's hand then, should it decide to use this at any point. I like that. I like our sort of viaduct. Signalling. Do we care about signalling? Not really. We could put them in as two-way and away from the station like that. We just put a couple in. We're never going to use them, but it's nice to have them. Now, what we could do is just bring up one side of it. So it looks like we're cutting into the earth as opposed to having a raised section. Just takes the sharpness off. And obviously at here there would be a lot of earthworks going on, wouldn't there? At a junction. I think we're pretty much in now. I wonder if the game has figured out the pathing on what my thinking is. Can it read my mind? Let's see. Have you diverted the train this way? Moment of truth. You have. Because we're going this way. Oh yes, of course, we're going the other way, you Burke. Oh dear. Right, I'll move these onto the other side. I forgot about that. Yes, we're heading this way. This actually makes me feel a lot better about what we've done. That is perfect, isn't it? Except for here, this wanted to be we want the slower section, don't we? Being here. There's our earthworks that we did. It remembers what you did with any terraforming, and it will revert the track to what was before that. There we go, this is better. 60. Yes, that's much nicer. Guys, for all of this... Oh wow, that wants to be one way. Every time I look at this grain train, I keep thinking it's heading the opposite way round. But no, there we go. We get there. It's figured it all out. We can take that other junction out now. We go round here. We cut across. It might be a thing to do would be have it come across like this, higher up. Go over and then join back in. But we'll see how the traffic is at the junction, because these grain trains don't run very often, do they? We don't want opposing signals. That's a bad idea. Things could go wrong should... oh, these want to be... Do they? No. Yeah, we'll leave them two-way. I'll be interested to see what the train pathfinding decides to do with that at some point. Right, there we go. We're in. Now, we get to undo this again. Oh, let's get those off the... No, we don't. Because isn't the grain train on the way down? Is that it? Yeah, we're going to have to wait for him to get up there, otherwise he's going to get confused. We'll be on a tour of the map. Once he pulls up there... Ooh, that Cadillac's nice. Is that a Cadillac? It looks like it. Blake Peterson, you've got a beautiful car with your white leather trim there. Well, I was going to say it's nice to see the odd Cadillac on the roads, but apparently everybody's got one. Yeah, we're gonna bridgeify that, definitely. It doesn't look right, does it, across a main line? It's a busy main line as well. Look at that, it's lovely. That's wonderful. I mean, it's not really holding up traffic, but it just wouldn't be the thing to do. It wouldn't be the thing to do. Right, our train's heading up there. Once he's past the junction itself, there's the wonderful catenary arm mast post. Get your back end off that. Done. Yes, this here. I forgot what it was called, and it's not touching, and that's not normal, but it's a pantograph. That's what that is. Thank you for that. I keep forgetting it. I don't know why. It's not like I don't know what they are. I'm always grateful, guys. Don't ever feel like correcting me in the comments is a bad thing. I like to be reminded, and I like to be taught new things as well. I've learned a lot since starting YouTube, I must say. And it's all thanks to you lot. So thank you. Right, now we can move these signals to where they're going to be, which is right next to this mast. Not an arm, is it? This does want to be one way. I went ahead and I updated all the signals. There we go. We no longer have this section coming across. We don't go that way any longer. Isn't that cool? I like that. And we've got the same up here. We now have to fix the signals. We'll have these at the same place. They're technically clearing for this, and they're not too long either. So I'm going to go with that, and we can probably have one up here as well under the bridge. About there, yes. One there and one there. It shouldn't be too close. Actually, could we go a little further back? Yes, we could. Because passenger trains are not that long, are they? You could probably have closer blocking. Make sure stuff keeps moving. On the flip side, spacing them out like this will also space your trains out. Now that we have our permanent signals in, we can redirect our commuter train just here. Our train 11, we don't have a name for that. We're going to have to think of another one, aren't we? We've got the Twin Cities just there. But yes, managed line. After Grand Rapids, please go via that signal. Lovely. I do not mind it doing this. I do not mind it joining in with the freight here. And there's only, once it gets past this junction, there's only 2 trains running it. This is a bit busy, but it's a little commuter train. It doesn't have the greatest of acceleration either. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. There we go. We'll let this train get into here. We're switching this to a diesel that can carry a little bit more, so we're off the main line a little longer. So let's manage the vehicle. We'll use our spanner tool here to edit it. We don't need to change these gondolas here. We just need to change the loco. Let's go with some SD40-2. Another thing I've learned. You actually pronounce the dash rather than just SD42. We're going to get you in. Now, these do 65 miles an hour and have, what's that, about 4.1k brake horsepower. The ones we're replacing, the 9000s, have 4.8. This one is key. 355 tons the Class 9000 weighs. Just the loco itself, which obviously it has to pull. Now if you go to the diesel, 167 tons. It's much lighter. Quite a bit lighter. But it's equivalent to several of these gondolas, which is a huge difference, isn't it? If we go up to here, now this will give us another 1.7k brake horsepower on top of of the 4K we've got there, roughly 4.1. And this weighs 117 tons, so you add those two together, which would give you about 27284, close enough. So we're still lighter than a single Class 9000, and we've got so much power in that then. Is it needed? No. Will it look cool? I hope so. We could maybe colour him blue as well. But that way, what we can do is add a few more gondolas to the back of this train. It's going to be a bit longer and we might need to do some work up at the farm. But if we add, like, I would like to get it, there we go, 360, 360. That makes me happy. Obviously the length's going to change because we're going to be putting a helper on the back, which is this guy. Do we have a blue to make it almost look the same? There we go. Yeah, that would be close enough. There are some mods to add more colours. You could do that. Let's do that. We're going to add him pushing at the back. I mean, we're in Santa Fe livery and colour scheme. We should really be in Canadian Pacific, shouldn't we? But there we go. I like that. This little unit at the back is just going to give it a little bit of extra oomph to push it up the hill, the Hibbing climb. You're concertinaed, aren't you? We've got our helper is in the back there. There we go. Load up. You can carry a lot more now. Do we like having the little helper on the back? Now we should head that way anyway once we're done. You're going to have a full load. No, where are you going? No, that's the right way. Are you the... Wait a minute. What's going on there? I wasn't expecting that. That doesn't look right, does it? What on earth is going on there? The helper is now... No. Wait a minute. I didn't know it was going to do that, guys. I mean, I'm happy with that, but we need them the other way around now, don't we? That's kind of cool. How do we fix that so that it's going the right way? What is that going to do? If we just modify that... I know, we're doing some weird things. But if we modify that... It's reversing. Guys, it's reversing. I didn't know you could do that. Well, that's great and all. Could you not do that? I don't know how to change this. If he goes to Minneapolis Farms now, he's forever going to be stuck, isn't he? Going this way. What have I done? I broke the train. Now it looks like we're reversing down. Well, we are. Reversing down there. Will you go the right way, or are we going to have to do some weird shenanigans here? No, you can keep reversing. I mean, alright. If we... I don't know. Guys, we're probably going to have to take this off and put it on again. Could you go on the front? You're not on the front, are you? No, you're at the back again. So, I couldn't fix the train. It was always leading with the helper at the back. So I brought a new one. We wasted all our grain. What can you do? However, this is heading up to Hibbing, with the lead loco being the big one here, and the helper at the back, which is fine, and how I want it, which I'm thinking, yes, I'm thinking that once it gets up to the top of the hill, we don't mind this, the smaller unit leading down, because we're running empty then. That's the way round. I don't mind it like that. I do like that. I prefer to have it as an option. I don't know whether I'm missing something there. But there she is. We've got a massive grain train now. We'll have to do the same with the Hibbing one. I'm not sure. It'll probably depend on when we change it, right? I don't know. I don't know why it does it like that. But there we go. We've got a helper at the back now. Not quite the same colours, but close enough. Highways. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a highway going. We're going to start it, and it's going to start up here. I've given it the I-35. It runs all the way from past us in Texas, all the way up north. It's a massive thing. It goes all the way to Laredo on the Mexican border. We're going to start at Bloomington, and in order to do that, we need a main road going through Bloomington, which is going to be an issue straight away, because this is where the main road would be. If you look there, it's straight through town, which would be ideal, but we've got a station issue. Do you know what? Delete all this. We're just going to... It's a sad day, but we can afford it. I would just like to bring this out a little better. Yeah, just delete the lot. It's fine. It's fine. They'll rebuild as long as we pause it. We might as well go... Oh, dear. We don't want to... Do we want a 6-lane going through town? Not really. It would be better being that, wouldn't it? There we go. This will work. Yeah, get rid of that. There goes all of our industry. It's going to have to rebuild anyway. It's the name of progress, isn't it? The name of progress. There we go. We can get that in there. And yeah, we want this to head out and stay straight. It's going to be the access to the freeway. It's going across there. We can have another access just here as well. Now, we need to upgrade all down here, which is going to cost us a small fortune. It's going to get rid of all of our roads. But fortunately, it's managed it. Ooh, you're a bit laggy. Unclick that. We now have a sort of main road straight through Bloomington there. And I'm happy with this now. It's cost us a bit. We had to demolish some buildings there. We'll smooth this out. However, I'm sort of happy with the new layout as well. See, these don't really need traffic lights. I'll show you how to remove those. This one, I'm going to leave the lights in because it's a main road to a main road, crossing the dual carriageway type thing. These ones with back streets, I'm going to remove the lights on them. So what you do is you bring up this layer here and you can just remove the lights on the ones you don't need. Don't need them on the back streets, just the main crossings. There we go. Don't need them on a T-junction. We don't have any on there. That will do us. This looks like it could be a main road as well, right up to the station. So should we do that and get it done all the way up there? We're going to upgrade this down here. There we go. I know it's getting rid of all their high rises. Do you feel like that should be... Do you know, that doesn't make sense. We're getting rid of this. Poor Bloomington, right? Am I doing it out of spite, perhaps? Because of our train issues? Maybe. It's like... Oh dear, is that how you're going to do it? You know what? It's happening, guys. I'm doing it. I'm reworking Bloomington. Because I would like this. This is our bus. Heads down here. I would like this just to be nice. I prefer that. And yes, that makes me happier. Let's put our bus stops back in. Otherwise that will complain. Buildings. One there. One there. We get new buses. New bus stops as well. There we go. Will it build back up? Have we just decimated Bloomington? More than likely. Yeah, you've lost a lot, but you should grow back. Right, this is where our highway is going to start. We're going to get the highways. We want to be northbound is on this side. Here we go, nice and straight. We want to start heading up because we're going over the top here. You go straight. It's easier to do it that way. There we go, that should be fine. Yeah, that's not the same, is it? Do it the same, then you know what you're doing. There we go. Straight up to there, roughly. Yes. And then we head up. Use the same one. Close enough. Oh, now you're drifting off. Fixed it. Ah, yes, and now it's almost perfect. Now, can we get over here? I hope so. Oh, we need to go up a little bit more, don't we? That's fine. We can go up a little bit more. Like that. And then straight. Yes. Now we can use these new freeway bridges and go straight from here. Straight across. And it leaves us enough room for boating. Not like that though, that's awful. Get in there. You may ask yourself right now, Grand, I see a problem here, sir. What's that? freeways. Oh dear, oh dear. Your freeway's heading in the same direction. Yes, yes it is. At the moment, at the very least. But there's an easy change. I mean, they're not perfectly aligned, but they don't look too bad, do they? If you get this little thing here and right click these, we send them the other way, you see. There we go. And since we're not doing anything any further, we can actually delete that section there. This is the beginning of our freeway. Do we need signals on there? Not really, do we? There we go. Because they won't actually come back here. I don't know what we can use that as, an emergency lane. You got to start your freeway somewhere though, and that's where we're starting it. All right, we're going to lead out with this one. We're not going to dig in that deep, but we are going to bring it round. There we go. And then we're going to be heading off. I am going to make a cutting in the side, and eventually we can probably detail that out. There we go. We'll keep the distance all the way. You've got to kind of eyeball it. It doesn't snap. Oh dear. Well, not quite doing it right, are you? Oh, they're not the same height at all, are they? Although I don't mind that, one being higher than the other. We could bring it down a touch, coming down like this, and get it roughly the same height. There we go, we just come down like this. I don't mind that. As long as it looks the part once we get here. Is that about the right height? Well, you know, we could doubly make sure. If we flatten this section along here, give us a bed to work with, and we draw in the road on there, we know that is perfectly straight with that bit of road, and then we should be able to just hook in like so, and then it'll flatten itself out, and we can just switch that round. There we go, guys, we're in. That's what you have to do. I mean, you don't have to be quite like that, but I'll take it. Don't need it that big. Just smooth out this central reservation there. We don't have any mods that I don't believe we do that give you a barrier. We can just pretend there's one there. Let's head up that way, shall we? All the way, keeping it nice and straight, because we're going to need to do our first exit for our I-35. You're kind of not very parallel, are you? Or are you? No, you are. Look at you. You are perfectly... Oh, look at that. You're like perfectly parallel. Well, perfect enough. Lovely. Flip that round. Our freeway is starting. This is where our first junction's going to be. We're heading up that way. The reason why we're starting here is because we know this section of the of our rail line is finished. There we go. Like that. I mean, they didn't build freeways overnight, did they? No, they didn't. It's a monstrous task. But is it a good idea to have them in? I don't know. That we might do all this and they might not use them. It's going to be a moment of truth time, isn't it, once we get it in there? I do like it, though. This is the beginning of it. I like this, I actually like this. Although it's a different height, it's perfectly separate. Oh, it's the new train. Yes. Oh, well, we're going to put that on next time, because we've got to have a look at the New Havens. But now we need a junction here, because we're having another section. You see, we've got the road coming off here. Right, we're going to upgrade that to the same as what we've got here. We're going to filter down into 2 lanes, because that's a highway. And we're going to have a flat section here. So we're going to have to rework all this. And you should pause it. You should really, really pause it. I want this section to be perfectly flat. This is going to be where we're heading up. So it'll be kind of, well, it would be the south exit and north exit. Although technically there is no, it's just the end of our freeway. But yeah, just imagine there was a continuation of the freeway. We're going to head that way. Are you heading straight? There, that's better. Head that way. We're going to need a bit of a gap here, because we're going to come in like that. Yeah, you're not supposed to be going straight. I want this part of the junction to have a little bit of a gap in the middle, and then we're going to come up and meet and head up to our freeway up there, like that. Oh, why are you different heights? You shouldn't be. No, you just... There we go. Now you're making a bridge. Perfect. And in the middle here, we can make it look like it's supposed to be. If we go to this tool here, and bring all that up. In fact, we can use the flattening tool. Make sure it's all flat. The best thing about the flattening tool is where you left click. Say we left click on the road here with the flattening tool. That means wherever you drag this is going to be the same height as that road. It's not going to change until you let go of the left mouse button. And then it's perfectly flat. Then we get to paint tools and we find out asphalt, whichever one we want, that one. And we can make a junction. There we go. You see it's a bit weird at the moment. Now we've flattened it, you can then smooth it. And then it tidies it all up. But you know that most of the ground is level then. That should be perfectly flat or close enough, isn't it? Our roads are both heading the same way at the moment. We're going to be heading up to here and straight. Hopefully that's the same bridge. Yep. And there. Then that way round. Is that right now? There we go. Perfect, guys. Perfect. We need to bring that down a little bit. I'm going to knock that back. This is the start of the highway, which is that road. I want to extend this a little further. Don't have to go down quite so aggressive, do you? There we go. And then we're going to filter into 2 lanes. Like that. It could be tidier, couldn't it? Could be much tidier. Let's rework that a touch. Right, just go down at the same... There we go. And then into there. And now it looks like it's supposed to be there. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do with this, rather than having grass in the middle, you can go back to your paint tools and you can kind of colour it in. So it looks like a road. That's a bit too big. You don't need it like that. Just like that will do. And if you go over the edges, does it matter? No. Because you can get your delete tool. I mean, you could obviously just do it it's smoother when you're starting. There you go. It's alright, isn't it? It's alright. Move that out a touch. And through the middle there. Get rid of all the bumpies. I don't know why you're doing it so bumpy in the middle. Strength. That is the start of our freeway. Do I have time to do this? Do you know what? I'll give it a go, guys. I'll give it a go. We've got to come up to a certain point and then split off. There are helpers. You can use these. There we go. And you can have them 3 lane. They're alright. I mean, they do a job, right? You can certainly use those. But or they give you an idea. You can make them quite large as well. Or you can just freehand it, which is what we're going to do. We need, obviously, the one that's coming down here. Like so. And meeting up there. So we're going to run that off. Should be about perfect. And we can turn it into... Do we want to turn it into that? No, we'll leave it as a bridge. Send that way. Because this is perfectly straight. I wish these would do proper runoffs, but that'll do. They'll connect, won't they? That into there. We're going to need one that goes over the top. So we'll keep this bit straight. But it has to start going up now. This should give us what we need. I don't know whether we've got enough room just yet. If we make it bow up, we should be able to curve round. Oh, that's rough. I mean, I get it, but that's a bit rough. Could we take that down a touch? There we go. Is that about right? It's a bit close, isn't it? Bring this up a touch. There we go. Like that. And then we can come into here. Fortunately, bridging sections like that actually work underneath. We can tidy that up now by removing this bit and then connecting in like that. It should be a little smoother. Beautiful. If we delete from there, can we make that a little smoother? Yes, we can. Beautiful. This is how that's how freeways do. Roller coasters. It doesn't look bad, does it? Bring it. No, you can't bring it down. You're pretty much perfect how you were. It's alright, we'll change that to this. And then you're heading like that. Is that right? Nope, there's one in the middle. Right click that one. And what's up with you? Did I? Oh, I clicked the wrong one, didn't I? Goodness me. This one. Swap that round. I wonder why it didn't change. It was because I misclicked. So there goes the start of our connection. We've now got to figure out how to get up and above this one and then round to the other side. Like I said, you can use the helper ones and that's fine. But I thought I would give it a go freehand. It's not too bad at the moment, is it? Well, I shouldn't be detailing it now though, should you? No, you're not finished. Right, so we're going to have to now get over the top with this. If we keep straight here on this section and then head up, we come out somewhere like, can we get our curve over the top? I'm just using Shift M and N here to try and get over the top of this without it looking too disastrous. There we go. We can just get it there and then come in like that. It's obviously the wrong way round at the moment, like so. And then if we delete again, we can smooth it out. And we can come in smoother. There we go. Smoother grade. In fact, bring that up a little bit. Right. And then we can flip that around. And that's heading off there. That's heading off there. Is there enough room under there for anything? Goodness me, probably not. Could we lower that? I wouldn't mind, right? It looks like it could be a little bit lower. That might have done it. If that breaks it, then we're gonna... Oh dear. Don't do that. No, that's better. You drop down a touch. You don't need to be that high. Better. Better. I can't get a feel for how high the vehicles are, but that was a bit close, wasn't it? Alright. And we just need this bit to come out, hopefully. We might need to come out at a different place here. Yeah. Or could we branch off here first? Since that is straight. If this goes in, I'll be mightily impressed. You're coming off there. And then you're connecting into there. Oh, guys. Guys. Oh, I'm impressed with myself. That's in. Just like that. This bit, I'm not overly keen on, but I'll take it. Are we happy with that? I sort of am, except I don't want that as a bridge. That was my bad. Could you not be a bridge? There, that's better. Go the other way. And then what we can do is fill this in a bit bigger. Be like that. Just so it looks like it's supposed to be there. And this bit. And we can start detailing this up, can't we? Absolutely. That's what we'll do when we come back. We'll detail it up a little bit. But for now, we have the starts of our freeway, guys. It is in. It was a bit fiddly. But that's my first attempt ever at a freeway. I don't know why I decided to do it on my video. I should have maybe practiced a little bit more. But it's in, guys. It's in. That is the start. Are we impressed with that? It kind of does the job, right? These are perfectly aligned. I don't know whether we've got enough clearance there for trucks. It makes me a little worried. But given... Let's look at the... because we can delete it. How much room does their default ones do? Because we can delete it afterwards. How much room do you actually leave here? No, look at theirs. Look at theirs. Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think we're good. We can delete all that. You can use that as a helper though, and then adjust it as necessary, just to get the things in. Guys, we're going to hit play. Bloomington, will you recover? That's what we're going to have to find out next week. Will Bloomington recover? It already is, isn't it? It's already building back up. We have a new layout. We have a main road with lights, with actual traffic lights in there. And you see we've got little lights there for pedestrians that work sort of. Oh, there we go. Look at them building back. It's not the end of the world for Bloomington. Our freeway has begun. We can't have any city connections, so that's not a thing. That's going to happen. This is as far as our freeway goes. Currently, we're going to head off to Minneapolis. Then we're going to head off to Grand Rapids, and then finally we'll have the other end of our freeway at Hibbing, similar to how we've done here. That's your entrance. No one's going to use it yet, obviously. It's a road to nowhere, and it's unlikely they'll use... I'll use a shortcut, because it isn't, is it? Not a shortcut. We'll detail this up and get it looking a little bit more like an exit of a freeway. We're just going to add some asphalt under there and some gravel and make it look like it's supposed to be. So there we go, guys. We're in. We've started. Where should we look? Oh, do you know what I haven't done? I'll tell you what we'll do. Manage vehicle. We're going to change these to the New Havens briefly. We can just change the locos on these, can't we? Hopefully they don't do the weird reversey things like the other ones. But let's put the New Haven on, and then next week we'll put, at the end of the next episode, we'll put the AMD AEM-7s on. Right, New Havens. Oh no, you've put one on. I mean, that's interesting. You put one on there. Done! Guys, we've got New Havens on. We'll have a third-person view looking at those. What do we reckon to end today? We can still get the camera, can't we? But we can have like a third-person look at them. Sort of drive along with them. Facing the right way. Oh dear. Oh, that's... well, that was a thing. Alright guys, that has been... This is our over-the-shoulder view. Just so we can see the train. Otherwise we won't get to see it. That's been episode 26. A tricky one. I stumbled over a new feature that I didn't know existed in our trains. And built as a bit of a highway that was quite a mission. I don't know how I'm going to edit all that together. Good luck me. Good luck me. I can't talk either. Brilliant. I'm on tilt. We'll continue our freeway in the next episode and actually connect it up to Minneapolis, which is where we're heading. We're probably going to hit the... Yep, we're going to... Oh, it's close. No, it's perfect. I did not plan that. But yeah, we're going to connect up to Minneapolis and 2 more exits north and south of Minneapolis, and then continue our way to Grand Rapids. And let's see if they use it. We might spend a fortune and they're not even going to use it. We'll see what we can do about that. There's a lot of trees in your face. That's wonderful. More trees in your face. It doesn't matter, does it? Anyway, there's a broken signal. Awkward. And on that note, people flocking for our trains though. That's good news. Until next time, take care.